All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahawah Kodash. I want to say give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women that believe in fear in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson, and I'm going to make it quick and concise, right? And it's not just you men that are going to get drawn into this war, right? Congress wants to bring you women into the war, right? And this is news, right? Because we're on the break of World War III, and there is going to be a draft. They're making a big deal about selective service, about men between the ages of 18 and 26 have to sign up for selective service, which basically puts you in a lottery for the draft. And now you women are being considered for that. So it says Congress considers adding women to the mandatory U.S. military draft, right? And we're in that time, man. A lot of you people, you playing these games, you thinking that it's sweet, you living life in pleasure. Like you saw the video with an old girl, she's in the military, the nigga woman, she's in the military. She said she's never gonna die. Well, you in the wrong profession. You in the wrong line of work if you think you're not going to die if you go to the military, right? And if you don't die, well, you know what? You are going to die because you're not going to come back to America. America is going to be destroyed. After this war is over, America is going to be destroyed, and you're going to be dead in the Middle East. So, but that's pride. To say that you're never going to die is pride because you don't know. And the scriptures tell us to say what? Lord willing. Matter of fact, before I get, I'll get 1 Timothy 5 first. 1 Timothy 5 and 6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, right? Because when you're young and simple-minded, you think that you're invincible. You think that, you're always going to be in your strength, right? You're always going to live. And to say that you're going to live forever, you're not immortal, right? How are you going to live forever in wickedness? You can't do that. That's impossible, right? But she's in the military saying she's drunk, which scripture speak about that. Women being drunk, not covering their shame. She opening her damn jacket up, Imagine she just had civilian clothes on. She'd be showing her titties and ass, man, because she's fucking drunk. Talking about she's never going to die. But the scripture says she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she lived, because these women, they're not warriors. None of these women are warriors. They can say what they want, but they're not warriors, right? Right? These women, they sign up for the military for the benefits. Right, the benefits is what draws these women to the military, right? The rank, authority, right? But mainly those benefits, man. Free health care, a steady job, right? A place to live. You can kind of catapult yourself into the middle class at one point. So that's why they join. They're not joining because they're fighters. And women are not even supposed to go to war, right? So that's another thing. And it ain't just America that does this. It's other countries like the state of Israel do it, right? They conscript the women to go to war. Where they do that at? The ancient Israelites, we didn't do that. Women didn't fight in our wars. Are you crazy? Right? A bunch of unclean, simple-minded women because they ain't given the understanding for war. This is the book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 17, verse 30. It might be 39 verse 17, Slaki. Job 39 and 17. It says, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. Right? So it says, for the Most High has deprived her of wisdom. The her is the woman. And he has given her no understanding. And when you look up that term for wisdom, right? That term for wisdom in this precept, the Hebrew word there is hakamah, right? Hakamah. And it says wisdom, skill in war, right? See, in this society, because of feminism, they promote these women to general, colonel, commanders, sergeant majors, first sergeants, leading men, right? And I tell a bunch of stories about my experience in the military and actually going to war and dealing with women as in my leadership roles. Well, basically ruling over me and shit. And that shit was terrible, bro. Bitch, worse than the white man. Especially the black women, bro. Because 9 times out of 10, they done fucked their way up the ranks, right? They didn't earn that shit through sweat, blood, and tears of working all hard and shit. Not all of them, right? Then they get into these positions of leadership, and it really goes through their head. And they're not given skill in war. They're just not given that. Name one successful society where the women were given acumen and skill of war. And I ain't talking about that movie Lady King or Woman King, because that's all cat, nigga. Right? That ain't a woman's role to fight in a war. It says wisdom and administration. They don't have that. Shrewdness and wisdom. They don't have that. Because they think with their emotions. They don't use wisdom and shrewdness. And it's not me being mean. I'm just telling the truth. Prudence in religious affairs. Women don't have that. You see? But for old girl to say that she never gonna die, she gonna live forever. Well, guess what? You about to be drafted. Well, you already in the military, and her ass is going to Iran or wherever else. Mainly the Middle East. She ain't gonna go to Iran. They may not go to Iran, but they definitely going back to the Middle East. She gonna die there. She gonna take that chip, and she gonna die. Any women, any men that join this military, you gonna take that chip and you gonna die. Right? Because you supporting. You took an oath to defend the Constitution against any enemies, both foreign and domestic, man. So now you done. You're Esau's pawn, right? With this guy, Henry Kissinger said that military men are stupid animals, used as pawns in basically global politics, man. Right? But you don't know that. You don't see that. Right? You say you're never gonna die, you're gonna live forever. And that's far from the point. But guess what? The draft is coming. So not only you women that are signed up for the military, you're gonna die in this military, in this war. You women that are fit to fight, guess what? Your ass is going to fucking to the Middle East, and you're gonna die. Right? This is proof that this is just not an article. I asked the question, is Congress considering adding women to the draft? Yes, Congress is actively considering adding women to the military draft selected service registration as a proposal that has resurfaced in recent years amid declining military recruitment and a push for gender equality and service obligation. Right, you women, you said feminism, right? They yelling feminism, we equal, we better than men, we don't need no men, we stronger than men. Well, now, bitch, you're going to have to go to war, man. And you all going to get freaked out. I'm telling you. I seen it. When I say freaked out, they're going to get scared, and they're going to be freaks out there. They're going to be fucking. They're going to be getting accosted out there or giving it up like that. Because I'm telling you, bro, these women don't fight, man. Women are not capable of fighting a real war. I'm talking about a blood-shedding, total violent situation. They're not into that, bro. And you got to think in that shit. Like, you just can't fight. You got to think in that shit. You got to move. You got to clean your weapon. You got to shoot right. You got to aim properly. Right? These women ain't doing that shit. Ain't no G.I. Jane in the world, bro. But guess what? Your ass is going to, you gonna get sent up there, bro. You're getting sent out, man. And we getting closer and closer to this, man. So it's going to be men, and men going to be afraid. The scripture said that what? Listen, I'll get that real quick. Have forborn. Yep. Jeremiah 51:30. The mighty men, Jeremiah 51:30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwellings places, and her bars are broken. In the NLT it says, the mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. Right? Because when these military come rushing in, man, you women, you're going to get trampled up. You're going to get snatched up, trampled over, man. And then, not to mention, the men are going to be so afraid that they ain't going to want to fight. right? America's finished. America's done, right? You women, you don't know how to clean yourself. You don't know how to bathe. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to do shit, bro. Especially this young generation, bro. They're cooked, man. They're cooked, and now they talking about sending your ass to war, to the draft, being drafted. Can you imagine? Right? Like I said, I know my experience. I've been in a wartime environment where women were involved, man. And like they said, they get freaky. They get freaked out, and then they get horny. What are they going to do? Come on, what are you going to do with that, bro? She's all emotionally unstable. But hey, man, good. You want to be a feminist? You want equality? You going to get equality. You fell for that scheme, now your ass is going to get drafted, man. Believe that. They'll empty this whole bitch out of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, men and women, right, to fight and die for this country that don't want to do the same for you. They don't care about you. And when you done fighting, they don't care. When you done with the military, they don't care about you. You got to go to the VA. But then there ain't going to be no VA no more. All that shit's going to be destroyed because America is going to be destroyed in this third world war. This one is going to be fought with fuel of fire. Nuclear fire. So yeah, bro, I just want to bring this out, man. This is some good news. Always good news. That was a shalom on to the next. Shalom.